It is the most recognized fruit on Earth, and yet almost no one knows it is a beautiful accident. The strawberry that sits in supermarkets across the world did not exist in nature. It was assembled by chance, by science, and by centuries of human longing for something sweet. Its story begins not in a single field, but on two different continents, separated by an entire ocean. For most of human history, the strawberry was small. Wild woodland berries grew across Europe and Asia, no larger than the tip of a finger, intensely fragrant but barely a mouthful. The Romans prized them. Medieval gardeners tended them, but they remained tiny, stubborn, and rare. The fruit we know today required two strangers to meet. The first traveler came from the New World. In the early 1600s, explorers carried a wild strawberry north from the eastern coast of the Americas, a plant valued for its bright color and firm flesh. The second came nearly a century later, when a French spy and engineer named Amédée François Frisier returned from Chile carrying a different wild strawberry, one with berries as large as walnuts but disappointingly bland. For years, these two plants grew side by side in European gardens, and nothing happened. Then, by accident, they crossed. The pollen of one reached the flowers of the other, and the result astonished everyone who saw it. The new fruit was large, sweet, fragrant, and deeply red. The modern garden strawberry was born, a hybrid of two continents that human hands had unknowingly engineered. From that single accident grew an entire science. Plant breeders learned to control what chance had begun. They selected for size, for sweetness, for color, for the ability to survive long journeys without bruising. Today, a single strawberry can carry the genetic history of dozens of varieties, each chosen for a trait, each a small experiment in the pursuit of the perfect berry. Growing that berry is a careful art. Strawberries are not trees and not quite vines. They are low, sprawling plants that send out runners, thin stems that root themselves and clone the parent. Farmers plant them in long raised beds, often covered in plastic to warm the soil and hold moisture. The plants flower in cool weather, and each white blossom, if pollinated, becomes a fruit. And here lies a strange truth. The strawberry is not really a berry at all. What we eat is a swollen stem tip, and the tiny seeds dotting its surface are the true fruits, each one capable of growing a new plant. Pollination must be near perfect, for a poorly pollinated flower produces a lopsided, misshapen berry. In many fields, honeybees are brought in by the hive to ensure every seed is set. Harvest is where machines still surrender to human hands. Strawberries ripen quickly and bruise easily, and no machine has matched the gentleness of a person picking at dawn. Across the great growing regions of California, Spain, and beyond, workers move down the rows in the cool morning light, selecting only the berries at their peak, because once picked, a strawberry will never grow sweeter. It must be cooled within hours and rushed to market before it fades. The scale of this effort is staggering. The world now grows more than 9 million tons of strawberries every year. A single country, China, produces nearly a third of that. What was once a rare woodland treasure has become a global crop, available in every season, shipped across oceans, frozen, dried, and pressed into 1,000 products. The strawberry has become a symbol of summer, of romance, of abundance itself. Yet for all this mastery, the perfect berry remains just out of reach. Breeders chase a fruit that is sweet and firm and fragrant and long-lasting, and every gain in one trait seems to cost another. The wild perfume of those tiny forest berries, the very thing that started it all, is the hardest quality to keep. And so the work continues, generation after generation, scientists and farmers bending a chance accident ever closer to an ideal. The strawberry reminds us that nature rarely hands us perfection. We build it slowly, patiently, one season and one seed at a time.